Good evening, Carolina. Coming up tonight, a new way to track abandoned boats, a new club at South Carolina, and the latest production from the USC Theater Department. All that and more tonight on Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Gabrielle Cassini.
And I'm Lily Kate Snyder, here to give you the latest in news. A Columbia restaurant owner is working to rebuild his business after losing more than $316,000 to embezzlement. Restaurant owner Michael Dugar, the owner of Publico and other Columbia restaurants, say that this loss has put a huge strain on his business. Court records show that his bookkeeper was using fraudulent transactions to steal his money over an extended period of time. Dugganier says that the loss is unlikely to be recovered, even with payments being made back from the bookkeeper. He says he first noticed something was wrong while managing multiple restaurants and still struggling to keep up financially.
Because of this financial strain, one of his restaurants, Boku, was forced to close down. Now that the sentencing phase of the case is finally complete, Duganier says he is focused on rebuilding and moving forward.
Having a boat day in South Carolina just became a lot safer. The South Carolina Department of Environmental Services is striving to tackle the ongoing problem of abandoned or derailed boats in the water.
This new online tracker implemented by the state reports how many boats are abandoned, where they're located in South Carolina, and lets residents of South Carolina report new abandoned boats as they spot it day by day. Currently, the dashboard shows that there are 50 vessels under investigation, 26 vessels that need to be removed, and 124 vessels that have been damaged and removed since 2019.
Officials hope that making this information public on the website mycoast.org will help boats get reported sooner, making waterways safer.
At the South Carolina State House, lawmakers are working on a new bill that they say will improve national security. The bill now moving through the House would prevent 5 countries, including China, Iran, North Korea, and Russia, and Cuba from owning farmland in South Carolina. Supporters argue that implementing this bill will protect food supply and military infrastructure.
Research shows that over the last 2 decades, South Carolina has lost over 4,000 acres of farmland to foreign countries, and this number continues to increase. Lawmakers add that this will not affect foreign investment as South Carolina maintains strong relationships with Canada and Germany.
This bill is now headed to the Judiciary Committee and, if approved, will head to a vote by the full House. SGTV will continue to follow the story.
Newly revealed FBI records are revealing additional details about allegations involving convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and a woman from South Carolina. Investigative reporters from the Post and Courier reviewed FBI interview notes from 2019 that had never been released. According to those notes, the woman told agents she was a teenager on Hilton Head Island when Epstein allegedly lured her into his circle and sexually abused her.
The notes also include the names of possible witnesses and locations of her claims, one of them being a pool party at a hotel in Hilton Head. Some of these details did not appear official FBI summary that was released to the public, and it is still unclear whether investigators followed up on all the leads during the interviews.
A former attorney general is expected to face questions before Congress later this month about how the Epstein-related files were reviewed and released. Officials say some information remains redacted to protect privacy and sensitive details.
Well, a new addition is coming to 5 Points. After a year of mobile business through pop-ups and construction, Godspeed Coffee opened up in 5 Points last week. Located right on Saluda Avenue, the specialty coffee shop is open every Wednesday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and on weekends, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Run by couple and co-owners Roger Coleman and Kaylee Cunningham, the shop first began its pop-ups around Columbia in July of 2024 and has big goals to, quote, change the mold of what coffee can be.
Godspeed is known for their unique drinks featuring Magpie Brown Sugar Cold Brew, PB&J Latte, and a Neapolitan latte topped with pieces of waffle cone. The newly renovated space, once a Starbucks, now features woody tones, greenery, creating a study spot for students.
If you're interested in more information, check out @Godspeed@Cola on Instagram. You know, I actually tried to go to Godspeed.
Oh my gosh, did you?
I tried to go today.
How'd it go? Was it
There
good?
was a 35-minute wait for coffee.
I tried to go on Friday and I couldn't find a parking spot. I couldn't, in all of 5 Points, I couldn't find a parking spot.
I mean, I guess that
Starbucks.
means they picked a hot location.
I know, it's perfect.
But
There's
I was
so
not.
many people.
I was not going to wait.
Maybe
for
next
that.
weekend.
Maybe
next week
yes,
will be my time.
Maybe. Coming up after the break, a look at USC's student experience at the Masters.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dorian Pinkston.
And I'm Carson Batten, here to bring you the latest in sports.
It's time for green courses and green jackets, as more than 100 of the world's top golf players prepare for a tradition unlike any other. The Masters tournament returns to Augusta National Monday for its 90th edition, and while tournament favorites Rory McIlroy and Scottie Scheffler get ready to compete, USC students are getting ready to work.
Since 2004, the University of South Carolina's School of Hospitality and Tourism Management has sent USC students to work the Masters, where they get involved in event management, guest services, and hospitality operations. While the program started out small, USC now sends hundreds of students to Augusta each spring, only a short 1-hour ride away.
Students are to take a 3-credit class before heading to the Masters, meeting with alumni of Hospitality School and students who have worked the event previously, laying the groundwork to succeed in the work they will do at the tournament. Working the Masters is available to all USC students and equips them with real-world experience that they can apply to jobs post-grad and helps keep one of the most prestigious events in sports running smoothly.
This Sunday marked the end of the women's NCAA basketball tournament. Here's a quick recap on both the Final Four and the championship games. The Gamecocks pulled off an upset against the UConn Huskies on Friday night when they won by almost 20 points, getting revenge after their loss against them in the championship game the year prior.
Just after South Carolina's victory, UConn coach Gino Auriemma initiated a heated argument with Coach Staley, but has since published an apology on social media, saying he, quote, lost himself after such a tough game. Dawn Staley and the team headed to their third consecutive championship game as they took on the UCLA Bruins, but ended up as this year's runner-up after losing 79-51.
However, this season is not one to be ignored. The Gamecocks may have lost the championship, but they are walking away with several notable moments. Joyce Edwards has set a new school record of 768 points in just one season. And who can guard Tessa remains a question no one can answer after she scored 27 three-pointers in the tournament alone. There's no telling what's in store for next season, but Dawn Staley is sure to keep the program running with excellence.
At the University of South Carolina, a new club is shaking things up with the introduction of its first ever Stomp and Shake team. The club, founded by its captains Tiana Allman and Anaya Mack, was created to provide a safe space for Black students to thrive while bringing Black culture to campus. While traditional cheerleading focuses on stunts, tumbling, and jumps, Stomp and Shake takes a different approach, emphasizing rhythm, energy, and loud percussive movement.
Stomp and Shake originated in the late 1970s at historically Black colleges and universities in North Carolina and Virginia. But today, USC is carrying on that tradition, celebrating culture, community, and unity. The team is set to perform at several upcoming events around campus, including a fundraiser on Monday, April 13th. SGTV will keep you updated on the team's next steps.
The Gamecocks men's tennis celebrated their senior day on Saturday night, and what a celebration it was after a 4-1 win against the Vanderbilt Commodores. After the duo of Max Zinzer and Sean Daryabeji were defeated by the Commodores in the first doubles match, South Carolina came back with a vengeance, taking the other two matches.
It was anyone's game as singles play began, but Daryabeji was seeking revenge on court 3, defeating Vandy's Daniil Panarin. He was followed by Paul Barbier-Gaza on court 2, with both games finishing 6-4, 6-3.
Thanks to a third singles win by the 6th seed Gabe Avram, South Carolina took the win to make for a sweet senior night. The Gamecocks will play this Friday evening in Athens against the Georgia Bulldogs, and will head to Texas in just a couple weeks to compete in the SEC tournament. SGTV will keep you up to date on the story.
Coming up after the break, find out about a new album from a USC student and rising star in the Columbia music scene. Stay with us.
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Calvin Delude.
And I'm Mary Smithnosky. Now it's time for an update on the exciting news and events at USC.
Tune into your favorite music streaming app because USC has released more music straight from Green Street.
Third-year music industry student Katie DiMartini dropped her latest album, Nobody's Favorite, late last month. The album was released under Green Street Records, a USC student-run record label that launched in fall 2024. According to the Daily Gamecock, Nobody's Favorite explores themes like growing up and heartbreak, as the album features music DiMartini wrote at 17 as well as 21. The album follows her single, Him I Guess, that she released in 2025, also under Green Street Records.
DiMartini will be performing locally at Tin Roof on April 11th and at the New Brooklyn Tavern on April 16th.
Another artist that recently released a new album is one who has been in more controversy than most can keep up with. Kanye West, now going by the stage name Ye, released his 16th studio album on March 28th. The album, titled Bully, is currently number 2 on the Billboard Top 200. While many are calling Ye's release a comeback, some aren't so ready to forgive him for the recent controversy.
According to CNN, Ye was supposed to headline the Wireless Music Festival in the United Kingdom this summer. However, the event has since been canceled after their main sponsor Pepsi dropped out, as well as British officials banning West from entering the country. West released a statement on social media stating, quote, "I know words aren't enough. I'll have to show change through my actions."
Easter time drives a huge spike in bunny adoptions, but once Easter is over, life for the fluffy pets is not so sweet. Somerville's Paisley's Bunny Rescue and Sanctuary, one of the largest rabbit rescues in the U.S., is home to over 250 rabbits, a majority of them tied to past Easter holidays. Bunnies are commonly given as gifts around the holiday, but according to the Somerville Rescue, most of them don't make it past 1 year before being dumped or abandoned once the excitement fades.
The average lifespan of rabbits ranges from 10 to 12 years, but once abandoned, domesticated bunnies will only survive 1 to 3 days in the wild, because they deserve specialized care. If you're interested in learning more about the proper care and upkeep of pet bunnies, Hoppy Hearts SC offers classes on taking care of bunnies both in person at their Chapin location and online.
Now, a local Mexican restaurant is including dogs as guests this week, not to enjoy a meal, but to potentially be adopted. Columbia's Cantina 76 is hosting a percent night this Thursday, April 9th, for Final Victory Animal Rescue. A portion of the restaurant sales, from 4 to 9, will go to the rescue, and adoptable dogs will be there for customers to meet from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. The West Columbia Rescue has been helping local dogs and cats find homes since 2017 and are looking for more homes for their furry residents as they relocate to a new building.
The USC Department of Theater and Dance opened their latest production last Friday. Antelope Party follows a group of My Little Pony superfans who become paranoid from a neighborhood watch group and things take a dark turn. The play is directed by Jesse Zhao and is running April 8th through the 12th.
Tickets are available for online purchase at sc.universitytickets.com.
South Carolina legend Darius Rucker is performing at Colonial Life Arena this Saturday. According to Greenville News, Gamecock Athletics partnered with Rock Block to put on the Garnet and Black Spring Fest. The block party is a substitute for the annual Gamecock football spring game due to the renovations at Williams-Brice Stadium. This event will also include a performance from country singer Lauren Elena.
A free concert block party will begin at 1 p.m. this Saturday, with the performances set to begin at 7 p.m. That's all we got on entertainment for today. After the break, we'll return to finish up the show. Stay with us.
That wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC. To keep up with all of our content, make sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Carson Batten, and from all of us here at the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.